What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another FPL video on the channel. And in today's one, we're going to be looking at my game week 20 transfer plans, and we really do have a lot of things to discuss because serious changes need to be made to my FPL team as we do find ourselves in a very bad position. As you guys can see, we only managed to get 45 points in game week 19, which meant I got a red arrow down to 1.2 million. Yes, I've still got 3 players left to play, Raya, Gabriel and Gabriel Jesus, but ultimately things are not looking good at the moment, guys. It's as simple as that. Captain and Cole Palmer backfired massively. I should have went for Salah, but look, we have a lot of things to discuss and I'm not going to waste time talking about my game week 19 performance because I already posted a video on my game week 19 reaction, right? So yeah, if you want to see that, if you want to see my thoughts and feelings on game week 19, make sure you guys do check out my most recent video. But look, enough of that. We really do have a lot of things to discuss, guys, So with that being said, let's go ahead and have a look at my game week 20 transfer plans. All right, guys, so first things first. So before we do get into the transfer plans, I want to quickly point out the issues I've got with my team at the moment. And as you guys can see, as I scroll down to the bench, things are not looking good at the moment. We have a lot of issues, one of them being Jarrod Bowen, who has now been confirmed out injured. And as you guys can see by this tweet here, right, Jarrod Bowen has sustained a fractured foot injury against Liverpool on Sunday and is expected to be out until at least February, right? So that means Jarrod Bowen has to go. Really unfortunate. And it just sums up the way my FPL season is going at the moment. So, of course, we're going to have to look for Jarrod Bowen replacements. It really is unfortunate because I did plan to keep Jarrod Bowen for the long term. But it is what it is. It's something we've got to deal with. I've still got Danny Welbeck, right, injured, who I've lost a lot of money on, by the way. I bought Danny Welbeck for 6 million. He's now down to 5.5. So I've got this issue to deal with. And Rodgers, unfortunately, picked up a yellow card, which means he's going to miss the next game in game week 20 against Leicester, right? So that means my starting 11, as it stands, is looking like this, which absolutely reeks. It stinks. I've got Mazraoui against Liverpool, Ahmad against Liverpool, Cole away to Palace. It's just terrible, right? It's really bad. So they're the current issues with my team. So I just wanted to clear that up with you guys first. But now, in terms of what I want to do with my transfers and with my FPL team at the moment, these are the players that I want. And these are the players I've got my eye on. Yohan Wissa, Anthony Gordon and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I want to start off talking about Yohan Wissa firstly, right? Because obviously I need a new striker because Danny Welbeck is injured. And Wissa was in sort of my long-term thoughts. I didn't really want to bring him in now. But look, first things first, you guys know, right? I'm not happy with my rank. So first thing I want to point out is I'm specifically looking at low-owned players, right? Differentials, I guess you could say. I don't really want to pick a lot of the players that people are going for, and I feel like Yohan Wissa's ownership is quite low, and for what I know that he can offer, right, 9.2% ownership I consider quite low. So I think in my eyes he's a differential, and the way that Wissa and Brentford have been playing this season, I don't mind taking sort of a punt on Yohan Wissa. I honestly don't. Obviously, the next game is Arsenal, but that's in game week 19. The next game in game week 20 is Southampton away, and I don't think that's a bad entry point. And so far this season, Wissa's delivered, right? He's been pretty decent. 8 goals, 2 assists in just 14 Premier League starts. I don't mind it. And the thing is with Wissa, right, I like the next 2. I like Southampton away. I like Man City at home. Honestly, I think Man City at home is a really good fixture on paper. I think the Man City defense is really bad. Liverpool, of course, is tough. But then after that is Palace, Spurs at home. I like again. And then West Ham, Leicester, Everton, Villa, Bournemouth. So I think Wissa could potentially be a long-term hold, and that's why I like him. And one thing I do want to point out, right, the strategy that I'm going for at the moment, guys, right, this is my plan moving forward. Of course, it is just to captain Mo Salah now. I've learnt my lesson. But as we do enter, right, this second half of the season, I don't want to be wasting transfers. I want players that I know are going to start, number one, and I want players that I know I can trust for the long term, right? So I want good long-term holds that get good minutes and start every game because I don't want to be making I don't want to be wasting transfers. I want my transfers in the second half of the season to be based around the blanks and double game weeks that we're going to have, because obviously in the second half of the season we're going to have blanks and doubles, right? So I don't really, I think, you know, the transfers we can build up are going to be very valuable to us and very useful to us. So for that reason, players like Wissa, players like Anthony Gordon, who I think are potentially season keepers, or very, very long-term holds, I like the look of, especially Trent as well. I mean, Trent is literally a season keeper, and also Liverpool will have a double game week in either 24 or game week 25, right? So Trent for me is a no-brainer. But yeah, like I said, guys, that's sort of the strategy that I'm going for, right? So with Anthony Gordon, actually no, before I go into Anthony Gordon, I want to tell you some other players that I did consider that I was thinking of. So one of them was actually Nicholas Jackson, right? I really do like Nicholas Jackson, but now I'm starting to have second thoughts. I think 26% ownership is really high. A lot of people still do have Nicholas Jackson. I do like the fixtures, but can I trust him to start every game? I think so, but there's always a little bit of doubt there with Nicholas Jackson. And to be fair, I do like the long-term fixtures that Chelsea have. I really do. I think their fixture run is really good. You know, the toughest game they've got is probably Villa away or City away, but even those two teams, I think they're good fixtures for an attacker. So long-term, I do like Nicholas Jackson, and again, it's someone I'm considering. But do I think I'll go there? I'm not sure. It's mainly between him and Wissa. Of course, I could go for the man himself, Chris Wood. But again, 26% ownership. Do I want to go there? I feel like Chris Wood isn't as... He's more of a mid-term hold. I don't really see him as a long-term hold because game week 25, 26, 27, pretty hard fixtures there for Nottingham Forest. So I'm not sure if I want to go to Chris Wood. And I just think Johan Wissa is someone that I would want in the long term, right? So that's why I think I'm going to go for him. Now, another player that I really like is Anthony Gordon at just 13.8% ownership. He's the kind of player that I really want to have. And as a Bowen replacement, I think it's quite obvious. For me, the long-term fixtures is really good. And I told you guys, I want reliable players. I want players that I know are going to start every single game. I want players that I can trust to get near enough 90 minutes. And I want just consistent FPL players. And I think Anthony Gordon is that. He's Premier League proven. We know what he can do. We know he can get goals and assists. And I think over the course of the rest of the season, he'll continue to rack up some goals and assists. And look, the fixture run for Newcastle is really nice. Spurs away is a good entry point, in my opinion. Then it's Wolves, Bournemouth, Southampton, Fulham, Man City, Forest. Liverpool's tough, but then West Ham, Palace, Brentford, Leicester, United. Honestly, looking at this, I actually think I keep Anthony Gordon until game week 38. Honestly, only if Newcastle have a blank in 29, maybe that's when I'll take him out. But honestly, assuming there's no blanks for Newcastle, I could be looking at a potential... Yeah, I think Anthony Gordon could be a potential season keeper, and that's exactly what I want. He's someone that I'm not going to have to worry about. I'm not going to have to waste any transfers on Anthony Gordon unless he gets injured. So yeah, this is the kind of player that I want. Again, relatively low owned as well, 13.8% ownership, so I like him. I really do like Anthony Gordon, and I think that is why I will be picking Anthony Gordon. And the form for Newcastle as well recently has been really good. They're scoring goals, they're keeping clean sheets. They really do look a lot better compared to the start of the season. So yeah, Anthony Gordon as a replacement for Jarrod Bowen, I'm pretty much locked on that. I'm pretty much set on that. I like it. So yeah, man, really happy with that. And then of course we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, really nice. I just think, look, long term, he's a great hold. And again, when I talk about the reliability, that's what Trent gives me. Liverpool defensively, one of the best teams in the Premier League, if not the best defensive team in the Premier League. And another thing as well, if it's not now, I'll be bringing in Trent later. So I feel like I might as well just get it out of the way and bring him in now, especially because my team is in an absolute state. Also with Liverpool, they're most likely going to have a double game week in 24 or 25. So I'd want Trent for that double anyway, so I might as well get him in now. And I think Man United at home is a good entry point. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool do get a clean sheet, and I wouldn't be surprised if Trent does pick up some attacking returns. So yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. Trent Alexander-Arnold, really happy with that. Of course, guys, if I were to make these free transfers and bring in Wissa or Jackson, Gordon and Trent, then I'm looking at a -8, of course, right? But I feel like I have to take a -8 because look at the state of my team, right? My team is in an absolute mess, and I've got players suspended, I've got players injured. So yeah, it is what it is. I kind of have to do it. But anyway, I feel like I've been rambling on for a while now, but that is sort of my transfer targets. But we're not going to end the video here yet. because I do want to quickly talk to you guys about sort of the shape and sort of my future transfer plans. So not just for this week, but what I'm working towards in the future game week. So we're going to head over to planfpl.com and have a look at how my team is going to shape up in future game weeks. All right, guys, so we are on planfpl.com and we're going to have a look at how my team is going to be shaping up for the future game weeks. And as you guys can see on screen, this is currently my team for game week 20. But of course, let's just say we're going to make the necessary changes. And actually, as I do say that, right, what I actually want to point out, what I completely forgot to mention, is that if I do go for Nicholas Jackson instead of Yohan Wissa, right, if I do bring in Nicholas Jackson instead of Yohan Wissa, and I bring in Anthony Gordon for Bowen, that actually does mean I cannot afford Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? So if I take out Colwill, yeah, I don't have enough for Trent. I've got 6.5 remaining and Trent costs 7.2. So if I do go for Jackson, it means not going for Trent. And to be honest with you, I think Trent is more of a priority player that I need to buy for my team, as opposed to Jackson, because Liverpool, of course, do have that double game week coming up. Yeah, I could go for Virgil at 6.5, but I really do feel like I prefer Trent. And after watching Liverpool recently and how attacking Trent has been in open play, I do like that move. So I probably won't be going for Nicholas Jackson, because like I said, I feel like Trent is more of a priority player that I need to buy, right? So yeah, with that being said, let's just say we bring in Yohan Wissa, which is probably, yeah, most likely what I'm going to do this week. So Welbeck out, Wissa in, Gordon in, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold in for probably Levi Colwill. And the reason why I'm taking out Levi Colwill over Mazraoui is just because there is a possibility that Chelsea might blank in game week 29. So if Chelsea do blank in 29, I want to make sure I've got a player. I know it's thinking so far ahead, but in game week 29, Mazraoui does have Leicester away. So yeah, just in case, right? Just in case. I know it's very, very far. But yeah, that's the main reason why I'm taking out Colwill instead of Mazraoui. Now, and also Manchester United's fixtures coming up are actually pretty decent, even though we've been terrible. But with that being said, that's what I'm planning to do. Of course, this is then how my team would look. To be honest with you, even though I'm on a -8, the team still doesn't look great. Unfortunately, because of Rodgers' yellow card and him being suspended for the Leicester game, I'm going to have to play a 4 at the back. It's either that or I bench Mykolenko and start Amad Diallo against Liverpool away at Anfield, but I don't think I want to do that, to be honest with you. So I think I'm just going to play a 4 at the back this week. Unfortunately, the team doesn't look great, and we are genuinely in a bad space at the moment. But with that being said, in game week 21, the plan would then be to bring Amad back into the starting 11. We'd of course drop Mykolenko, and we'd also bring Mazraoui into the starting 11 for Robinson, and we'd probably just roll the transfer this week. I'm pretty happy with the way the team looks in this week. I think Wissa against Man City is nice. The back line is looking pretty nice. Midfield 4, I like it, and the front 3 I do like. Hopefully Jesus can start, right? Because I'm assuming Jesus is gonna start. If he gets benched, or looks like he's going to get benched, I do have Rodgers as cover, but I am really hoping Jesus is going to be a consistent starter over the next few weeks until I get rid of him. But that's the plan for game week 21, just to roll the transfer. Game week 22, again, I think I'm just going to roll the transfer, but bring Robinson into the starting 11 away to Leicester, bench Yohan Wissa, who's got Liverpool, and then probably play a back 4 again. I think probably play a back 4 again with Gabriel, Mazraoui, Trent, Robinson, and a midfield 4 of Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Amad, and the front 2 of Jesus and Isak. And then for game week 23, yeah, for game week 23, I'm hoping that Konate will be back fit, because if Konate is back fit for Liverpool, he's definitely a player that I want, and I'd probably take out Robinson. I think Robinson would probably have to go at this point, but yeah, I'd most likely take out Robinson, maybe bring in Konate, bring Wissa back into the starting 11, and also possibly start Morgan Rodgers against West Ham and bench Amad Diallo against Fulham. That could be how my team looks in game week 23, and it's a setup. This is finally where I get to a point where I'm relatively happy with my team setup and team structure, because as you guys can see, we've got double Liverpool, who will have a double game week in 24 or 25. We've got double Liverpool defence and double Arsenal defence. So that's just a set and forget for the entire season. I will not change any of those players unless they get injured. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. And then the midfield of Gordon, Palmer, Salah, Rodgers, and Amad rotation, I like it. And then the front 3 of Wissa, Isak, and Jesus. Jesus could be an issue depending on how good his minutes look, but at the moment, this is how I would leave it, because on paper it does look pretty decent. Now in game week 24, if Gabriel Jesus is an issue, as in like, you know, he's not really getting good minutes, you know, his starts are pretty unpredictable, then I'm going to take him out and probably look to bring in Matheus Cunha, man. Matheus Cunha against Aston Villa at home is a decent entry point, I think. Of course, Liverpool's tough, but the way my team works, I could bench him in that week and then start him against Bournemouth, Fulham, Everton, Southampton, West Ham, Ipswich, and keep him as a long-term hold, again, potentially for the remainder of the season. We know how good Cunha has been so far. So, yeah, again, that's why I do like that transfer. So that's probably what I would do. But again, it sort of depends on, you know, how good Gabriel Jesus has performed for me, but it's something that I am definitely going to consider. And then, yeah, my team looks pretty decent on paper. For this week, we got Ahmad on the bench against Crystal Palace. We've also got Mykolenko. Now, if Everton do double in 24, right, and have Leicester and Liverpool as a double in 24, then I'm going to have to... I mean, you could argue I could play bench boost. I think this is actually a bench boostable team here. Mazraoui at home against Palace, Ahmad against Palace, Mykolenko with a double. Unfortunately, Fabianski would have Chelsea away, but honestly, I could potentially be looking at a bench boost, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But that's how we'd be looking for game week 24. Anyways, guys, I feel like I've been rambling for a bit far too long, so I'm going to leave it as that. That is sort of what I'm thinking at the moment. They are my transfer plans for game week 20 and future game weeks to come. Let me know what you guys do think of that. Let me know if you have any suggestions of who you think I should put in my team. I feel like my team is an absolute mess at the moment. I'm still going to think about it more. These are just my initial thoughts and feelings, so things genuinely could change, guys. But yeah, hopefully from this point onwards, hopefully from game week 20 onwards, we can get some green arrows because things aren't looking good at the moment. But nonetheless, I really do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you do smash a big thumbs up on the video. If you could like the video, that would be absolutely fantastic. I appreciate all the support, by the way, on the channel recently. It's been amazing. The live watch alongs we do, just the engagement, the comments, the likes, the interactions we have together. I appreciate it a lot. So thank you guys so much. And if you've made it this far, I just hope you have a fantastic new year, by the way. Happy new year to you all. I hope you have a very nice, happy and healthy 2025. So yeah, man, big ups to all of you. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. But until then, I'm out. Peace.